All right, so this one's about how much money I spend with my fiance during a long weekend in LA and Orange County. So both of us work in tech and have lived at home with our parents for like 5 years now to save on expenses. And that's allowed me to pay off over $30,000 in student loans, buy my first car, save up over a year's worth of expenses, max out my Roth IRA, invest in the market and in crypto over the last 3 years or so. For her, it's allowed her to buy her first car, max out her retirement accounts, invest in the markets, and also save up over a year's worth of expenses. So for both of us, it's allowed us to achieve a net worth that puts us on a strong path to a comfortable retirement. My thinking is that if I'm privileged enough to live comfortably at home with my parents and can work remotely, then I should maximize that opportunity as much as I can and delay gratification wherever possible. So now that we're getting married and moving in together, we're going to have a much higher monthly overhead, but we've been used to living below our means for years now, so we can keep up the same financial habits. The next day, we walked between Hermosa and Manhattan Beach and stopped at Verve for a light breakfast. My friend Rachel gave me a gift card for my birthday, so this one's on her. We hung out at the pier for a while before walking back, and then that afternoon, we went to our friend Mackie's house for a little July 4th get together. I got to talk to Mackie's sister, who recently started following Jesus, and it was awesome getting to hear how the beginnings of her faith are developing. And then we had dinner at home with my future in-laws, and then drove down to the beach to watch the fireworks. What were they like this year?
Half as good as last year.
Really?
Because we can only see half of them.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's pretty grim. That's what we can see. Okay, well, the fireworks. Oh, there's one that's... Whoa!
Crazy.
Did you see it?
Kind of.
I missed it. Dang it. After that, we just chilled on the couch until we fell asleep. The next day, we did a wedding cake tasting, and we netted out on a flavor that combines our childhood favorites with a little bit of sophistication. So I'm really excited about that. I don't recommend eating that much cake in one sitting, by the way. It's pretty gross. I got brunch with my buddy Vincent after, and then linked up with Rachel and my fiance Nina Bella to bop around Balboa Island. We talked a lot about the kind of summers each of us want to have. Like for me, I want to have a summer of self-improvement. Rachel is all about romanticizing her summer, and then Nina Bella is just like seizing activities that are related to summer that you can only do this season. Rachel is also really funny, so we got to laugh a lot too, which was really sweet. And then we got dinner at one of our favorite spots in Newport, and then went down to Corona del Mar to go for a swim during sunset. By the way, we found parking at each location in under 5 minutes, so I thanked God each time because it was truly a miracle. The next day we slept in and made a late breakfast at home, and I made a latte because Nina Bella was craving one, which was nice. I'm learning how to make lattes right now. We grabbed an onigiri in the afternoon, and I charged my car because I had driven over 200 miles so far during the weekend. So then we made a quick return at Marshall's and picked up 2 kitchen-related items for our future apartment. We stopped at a coffee shop on the way home for a little afternoon pick-me-up, and then had a snack at home before working on our wedding and honeymoon for a few hours. We went for a walk after feeling a little overwhelmed with all the wedding planning to catch the sunset, and definitely felt much better afterwards. Later that night, we wrapped up the day by just working on our own things before bed. I was working on this video, and she was working on the wedding invitation because she enjoys making art, and she's really good at it too. All right, so in total, we spent about $160, which honestly isn't that bad. It's pretty representative of what we spend in a weekend. And that's mainly because we don't live together, so we have to eat a lot of our meals outside of the house. But I'm sure when we move in together, that will be a lot lower. But I do want to say that there were plenty of opportunities to spend way more money than what we did. The fact is that we didn't need to, because we're pretty simple, honestly. Like, we don't need much to have fun. And I think that's one key takeaway from all this that I want to share, is that once you decide that you have enough, you're already rich. And also, who you decide to marry is the most financially consequential decision of your life, because it just informs everything in terms of how you spend your money. And I'm really glad that she's on board with being fiscally responsible and planning a future for ourselves and our kids one day, and delaying gratification wherever we need to. It really does make a world of a difference. There's also this reality that living at home with our parents allows us to have this kind of margin and to make this kind of progress on our financial goals. And it's unfortunate that it has to be that way, because if we didn't, that's just not possible, right? Cost of living has exceeded the pace of wages, even though productivity has skyrocketed in the last 20 or 30 years. That's a macroeconomic reality that we're living in, that honestly, living at home financially just makes the most sense for those that can do it. And I'm glad we've been able to, but it just shouldn't be that way. So I do want to acknowledge that piece. Anyway, this is me trying to do better. Thanks for watching.